Welcome back, Lincoln Currency. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so small, so ordinary, that millions pass by it every single day without even a second thought. Yet hidden beneath that dull copper glow, beneath the faint glimmer of metal that catches the morning light, there lies a story that stretches across generations, across time, and across the deep corridors of American minting history. The 2015 D1-cent coin, minted in Denver, might seem like just another Lincoln penny, a simple circular piece of metal that buys nothing more than a nostalgic memory of value, but in the mysterious world of coin collecting, it has become the center of legends, a symbol of hidden fortune, and in rare cases, a ticket to unimaginable wealth. Somewhere in the folds of history, this seemingly simple cent has earned whispers of being worth as much as $86 million, a figure that defies logic, challenges reality, and yet invites curiosity like a treasure map waiting to be read by someone bold enough to believe. The 2015 D Lincoln cent was minted in a time when the U.S. Mint had long mastered the art of coin production. Millions upon millions were struck that year, each bearing the same familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, the man whose face has graced the penny since 1909. This particular year, however, carried a certain sharpness in its design. On the obverse side, Lincoln's profile stands strong, facing to the right, his gaze eternal, as though fixed upon a horizon of promise and endurance. Above him, the bold words, "In God We Trust," arc across the top edge like a crown of faith and conviction, while the word, "Liberty," sits proudly to his left, a reminder of what he stood for, fought for, and ultimately gave his life for. To the right, the year 2015 is inscribed crisp and clear, marking the coin's birth into the modern era. Just beneath that date lies the small but powerful mint mark, a capital D, signifying that this particular coin was produced in the Denver Mint, one of America's most productive and historically significant mints. The Denver Mint itself carries a story as rich as any coin it produces. Established in 1906, its halls have echoed with the sound of billions of coins being struck, its machinery weaving metallic threads into the fabric of American commerce. The D mark has always been a symbol of quality and authenticity, instantly setting apart coins born in Colorado from those minted in Philadelphia, San Francisco, or West Point. The 2015 D penny, then, is not merely a token of exchange but a child of one of the most important institutions in U.S. monetary history. Flip the coin, and the reverse tells a tale of simplicity and modern patriotism. Since 2010, the U.S. Mint has used the Union Shield design on the reverse of the Lincoln cent, a design created by Lyndall Bass and sculpted by Joseph Mena. The shield is a powerful symbol, echoing the strength and unity of the nation. Its 13 vertical stripes represent the original 13 states, bound together under a single horizontal banner that bears the word E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many one. Across the top edge, the bold words United States of America declare the coin's origin with pride, and beneath the shield sits the denomination 1 cent, rendered with balance and strength. Every line, every curve of that design is the product of artistic intent, a modern tribute to the resilience and unity that has defined America since its founding. But beyond its design, the true intrigue of the 2015 D cent lies in its composition. Like most modern pennies minted after 1982, it is not made entirely of copper. Instead, it has a core of 97.5% zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper, just 2.5%, giving it that familiar reddish sheen. Its weight is precisely 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a smooth edge. To the untrained eye, these are just numbers, technical specifications with no mystery attached. But to coin collectors, every detail matters. The shift from solid copper to copper-plated zinc in the early 1980s marked a turning point in U.S. minting history, a response to rising copper prices that made the penny's metal value exceed its face value. By 2015, this new composition had become the standard, yet it introduced its own quirks. Zinc cores are more susceptible to corrosion, making well-preserved examples even rarer over time. It is within this ordinary production cycle that extraordinary mistakes sometimes occur, and it's precisely such errors that have propelled certain 2015 cents into the realm of incredible value. Minting errors are the secret spice of the coin collecting world. A slight misalignment, a double strike, a die clash, a missing mint mark, or even a wrong planchet can transform an otherwise common coin into a priceless artifact. Collectors spend years, even decades, hunting for these anomalies, scanning every tiny groove under magnifying lenses, their hearts racing at the prospect of discovery. For the 2015 descent, rumors began to swirl of rare error coins, double die obverse, off-center strikes, and even mysterious variations in the shield lines. Some collectors claim to have found examples with doubled inscriptions, where Liberty, or In God We Trust, appeared ghosted, echoing faintly in the copper shine. Others swore they had discovered coins struck on bronze planchets, leftover blanks from earlier decades, slipped accidentally into the presses. Whether myth or truth, these stories gave rise to the idea that one of these pennies might just be worth millions. The story of the 2015 Lincoln penny begins, not in the glare of gold or the shimmer of silver, but in the quiet hum of a modern minting facility where machines roar like mechanical beasts, churning out millions of coins every day. Imagine walking through the Denver Mint, the air heavy with the metallic scent of copper and zinc, the clattering of dies and feeders echoing through vast chambers. In this living factory of history, the 2015 penny came into existence, a small, round witness to an age of technology and tradition intertwined. Workers in protective gear oversee massive presses, each stroke striking a blank planchet with thousands of pounds of force, imprinting Lincoln's immortal face upon its surface. Every strike is a heartbeat, every coin a newborn bearing the mark of time. Among those billions, a few would later rise from obscurity to fame, whispered about as the rarest of the rare, one of them rumored to reach a value so extraordinary, $86 million, that it captured the world's imagination. To introduce this coin properly, one must first understand the heartbeat of the penny itself. The US 1-cent coin has always been more than a simple unit of currency. It is a mirror reflecting America's spirit. The penny has evolved with the nation, surviving changes in economy, design, and material, but never losing its symbolic weight. The 2015 penny carries this legacy like a torch, a representation of endurance in a rapidly changing world. By 2015, the very idea of a physical coin was already being challenged by digital payments, cards, and invisible currencies. Yet, the penny continued to exist, holding on to its place in the nation's pockets, a tangible link to history that no digital number could replace. To collectors, it became more than money. It became a relic of continuity, proof that even in the age of technology, tradition has its own currency. The introduction of the Union Shield design just a few years before this coin was struck had already redefined how people saw the Lincoln cent. It wasn't merely a redesign, it was a reimagining of symbolism. That shield, bold and upright, carried the message of unity, a reminder that America, despite its divisions, was built on the strength of being one out of many. When the 2015 penny rolled out of Denver, it bore that message silently into circulation, each coin becoming an ambassador of resilience. For a moment, imagine the symbolism of that shield crossing hands across the nation, from a child's allowance to a veteran's hand, from a grocery store counter to a collector's magnifying lens, each transfer a continuation of history's rhythm. In the world of coin collecting, introduction always begins with recognition. To the naked eye, the 2015 penny may look identical to countless others, but the trained eye sees more. Collectors notice the clarity of Lincoln's beard, the precision of his coat lines, the brightness of the strike, the sharpness of the mint mark. They understand how every imperfection, every microdent, every doubled letter could mean a story waiting to unfold. The introduction of this coin into a collector's consciousness is like the beginning of a mystery, a puzzle wrapped in copper plating. Somewhere within those billions, anomalies lurk, a slightly misaligned die, a weak strike, a misfeed, or even a blank planchet that escape the mint's watchful eyes. It is these little whispers of imperfection that transform the 2015 penny from a mundane object into a phenomenon of intrigue and desire. Collectors often speak of a moment, that moment when a coin ceases to be just a piece of change and becomes a portal to history. The introduction of the 2015 D penny into that world happened quietly, through a few keen observers who began noticing something different about certain specimens. Online forums lit up with photographs under bright lamps, close-ups of D marks and rim details, magnified views of Lincoln's eye and the lettering of "In God We Trust." Enthusiasts compared notes, theories, and excitement. One collector claimed that a particular 2015 D cent had a striking error where Lincoln's jacket line was doubled. Another posted images of a coin where "Liberty" seemed slightly thicker, its edges shadowed by a faint duplication. Before long, whispers turned into headlines: a penny from 2015, minted in Denver, possibly unique, potentially worth millions. And with that, the legend was introduced to the public. But every legend, before it becomes history, needs believers. The introduction of the $86 million penny story brought with it skepticism and fascination in equal measure. Some dismissed it as internet folklore, an exaggeration born of wishful thinking and viral storytelling. Others saw it as a clue to a real mystery, a spark that ignited global curiosity. Videos began circulating of people checking their change, searching drawers, examining jars full of old coins. Viewers listened to narrations of how one rare 2015 D cent could make someone a millionaire overnight, how it might have been struck with an error so unprecedented that it became a one-of-one masterpiece. Whether real or mythical, the introduction of this narrative reawakened a universal thrill, the dream of hidden treasure lying unnoticed in plain sight. The story of the 2015 D penny truly begins to unfold when one looks beyond its face and begins to study what lies beneath: the invisible layers of design, the choices of material, and the journey from raw metal to finished coin. To understand why collectors whisper about its potential worth, one must first understand the alchemy that turns simple elements into symbols of trust and power. Every 2015 D cent started as a plain, flat disc of zinc, blank, unmarked, cold. It began its life in vast containers, where thousands of such blanks were fed into the minting machines. There, under immense pressure, the raw discs were struck by precision dies, and in less than a heartbeat, an image appeared, the immortal face of Abraham Lincoln. From anonymity to identity, from metal to meaning, that transformation is the first wonder of the penny's creation. Zinc, though not glamorous like gold or silver, is the quiet backbone of modern coinage. Since 1982, it has been the heart of the penny, making up 97.5% of its weight, with only a delicate layer of copper covering it to maintain the traditional look Americans have loved since 1909. Each penny weighs exactly 2.5 grams, measured to perfection, and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, small enough to feel insignificant, yet crafted with the precision of fine engineering. That lightness hides strength, that smallness hides endurance. A penny may seem trivial, but its design, its composition, its symbolism, all are born of centuries of refinement. The 2015 D Lincoln cent is no exception. It stands as the perfected result of decades of evolution, where efficiency meets tradition. Every inch of the coin tells a story. Lincoln's profile on the obverse, first created by Victor David Brenner in 1909, has become one of the most recognized portraits in American history. His calm expression, his neatly etched beard, his thoughtful gaze, they have remained nearly unchanged through the decades. Yet, when you hold a 2015 D penny, you're holding not just Lincoln's likeness but the memory of over 100 years of American art. Brenner's initials, once removed and later restored, rest quietly on the shoulder of the portrait. VDB. A signature that connects the coin to its roots, to the moment when the U.S. Mint first decided to honor a president who embodied the nation's highest ideals. Even as years passed and the nation transformed, that face stayed constant, the penny carrying forward the moral weight of Lincoln's legacy into every pocket, every transaction, every collection. The D, beneath the date, anchors the coin in place and time. That letter, so small and easily overlooked, represents the Denver Mint, a site whose very name echoes through numismatic history. The Denver Mint is one of the busiest mints in the world, producing billions of coins every year, yet maintaining an almost mystical reputation among collectors. It is there, amid the roar of presses and the hum of machinery, that many of America's most intriguing minting errors have occurred. The D mint mark, therefore, carries dual meanings, a badge of precision and, sometimes, a signal of unpredictability. The 2015 D cent, born from those presses, inherited both qualities, mass perfection, and the tantalizing possibility of a singular flaw. When one flips the coin, the reverse reveals a shield, powerful, symmetrical, and deeply symbolic. Designed by Lyndall Bass and sculpted by Joseph Mena, the Union Shield replaced the Lincoln Memorial design in 2010. The shield is composed of 13 vertical stripes representing the original states of the Union, bound together by a single horizontal bar that bears the national motto, E pluribus unum. Beneath it, in bold, timeless letters, rests the denomination, 1 cent. It is a simple design, yet heavy with meaning, unity out of diversity, strength through solidarity. The Union Shield reminds every citizen that America's foundation lies not in wealth or might, but in the collective will of its people. Every 2015 D penny, in its small round form, carries that message, not just engraved in metal, but in spirit. But why, among billions of such coins, would one or two become legends worth millions? The answer lies in imperfection, the kind that nature would call a flaw, but collectors call treasure. In the vast machinery of minting, even the smallest deviation can create something unique. A double die, where the design is imprinted twice, slightly offset, creates a ghostly duplication of letters or numbers. A die crack, where the stamping die develops a fissure, leaves raised lines like veins across the coin's surface. An off-center strike can shift Lincoln's portrait, cutting part of it off the edge, creating a surreal, asymmetrical masterpiece. Each error is accidental art, and art, when rare enough, becomes priceless. Reports of 2015 D pennies with these anomalies have circulated for years. Some show doubled lettering on "In God We Trust." Others have incomplete shields or strange color variations caused by planchet contamination. These are not myths. They are the unpredictable results of an industrial process that, despite its perfection, occasionally allows magic to slip through. The rumor of a single 2015 D penny valued at $86 million, however, pushes the boundaries of logic. It's not the kind of value assigned by market demand or intrinsic metal worth. It is the kind born from myth, mystery, and collective fascination. No official auction has ever confirmed such a sale, but that doesn't matter to those who believe. In the world of numismatics, legends hold as much power as records. A coin doesn't need to be sold to become priceless. It only needs to inspire enough wonder. The story of the $86 million penny serves as a beacon to collectors, reminding them that even the smallest coin can carry infinite potential, if the right mystery surrounds it. Still, some truths anchor the myth. Certain mint-era coins have fetched incredible sums, hundreds of thousands, even millions, at public auctions. A 1943 copper Lincoln cent, struck in error during the steel penny year, sold for over $1 million. The 1955 double die cent, one of the most famous era coins in history, continues to command tens of thousands. Against this backdrop, it's not impossible to imagine that a 2015 D coin with a one-of-a-kind anomaly could someday become a similar sensation. And if that anomaly is truly unprecedented, a never-before-seen minting phenomenon, then even an outrageous value begins to seem plausible in the feverish imagination of collectors. The process of identifying such a coin is meticulous, requiring patience and precision. Experts examine surface luster, strike sharpness, die alignment, and even the microscopic flow lines caused by metal movement under pressure. They study the rim for completeness, the fields for scratches, the lettering for doubling or weakness. A genuine mint error can often be confirmed only through high magnification photography or professional grading. That's where institutions like PCGS and NGC come in, the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Company. Their authentication transforms a rumor into reality, a simple coin into a documented artifact. For any 2015 D penny to reach monumental value, it would need that stamp of legitimacy. Without it, even the most beautiful error remains a story, captivating, but uncertain. Collectors speak of unicorn coins, the ones that defy all expectations, and in many ways, the 2015 descent has become exactly that. Every few months, a story emerges of someone finding one in change, each tale wrapped in excitement and disbelief. Photos surface online, magnified images shared in forums, enthusiasts debating whether the marks are mint errors or post-mint damage. Most turn out to be ordinary, but every time, hope rekindles, because legends never die, they evolve. Each new discovery attempt adds another layer to the myth. Somewhere, hidden among billions of identical coins, may exist one that justifies the tale, and until it's found, the story breathes. The 2015 penny thus occupies a strange and wonderful place between fact and fiction, between copper and dream. Its value is not measured only in dollars, but in the spark it ignites in every person who picks up a penny and wonders, could this be the one? It's a reminder that wealth is not always visible, that history often hides in plain sight, waiting for attention. The act of looking closely, of caring about detail, transforms the finder, and that is the real magic of the coin. A simple piece of zinc and copper, no larger than a thumbnail, has become a symbol of endless curiosity, of how beauty and mystery can live even in the smallest things. To truly appreciate the 2015 Lincoln cent, one must trace the journey of the penny through history, to understand how a small copper-plated disc came to carry such significance and intrigue. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, commemorating the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Before this, American pennies bore the image of liberty, often depicted with a winged cap or in classical motifs. The transition to Lincoln's portrait was revolutionary. For the first time, a real historical figure graced American coinage, breaking with centuries of symbolic or allegorical imagery. It was a bold statement by the U.S. Mint, reflecting reverence for Lincoln's ideals of freedom, unity, and justice. In a sense, the 2015 cent is a direct descendant of that 1909 innovation, carrying forward over a century of symbolism into the modern era. The original 1909 Lincoln cent was itself a work of art. Victor David Brenner's design captured not just Lincoln's likeness, but the gravity of his leadership. His eyes, etched into metal, convey both determination and empathy. Every line of his face was carefully crafted to evoke respect and admiration. That design endured nearly unaltered for decades, a testament to its artistic brilliance. Over time, the reverse of the penny also evolved. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse featured wheat ears, symbolizing prosperity and growth, framing the words 1 cent in the center. This, wheat penny, became iconic, widely collected, and celebrated for its simplicity and elegance. It established the precedent that the reverse of a coin could carry deep meaning, a principle that continues with the Union Shield on the 2015 cent. In 1959, marking the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was redesigned to feature the Lincoln Memorial. This new design transformed the penny into a miniature monument, literally placing Lincoln's legacy into the hands of everyday Americans. The Lincoln Memorial design remained in circulation for over 50 years, through social upheaval, wars, economic changes, and technological revolutions. And yet, the penny itself, small, unassuming, inexpensive, remained constant. By 2010, the U.S. Mint replaced the Lincoln Memorial with the Union Shield, symbolizing continuity, unity, and national identity. The 2015 penny, therefore, is a direct continuation of that lineage, linking the early 20th century to the present, and reminding collectors that each coin carries layers of historical resonance. Beyond design, the material of the penny also tells a story of adaptation. Originally composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the penny's composition reflected both tradition and availability. However, by the early 1980s, the rising price of copper made it more valuable than the coin itself. In 1982, the mint switched to a zinc core with a thin copper plating, a cost-saving measure that transformed the penny's composition forever. The 2015 cent reflects the maturity of this innovation. It is light, precise, and resilient, a product of a century's worth of metallurgical refinement. Yet, even in modern form, its composition creates opportunities for collectors. Differences in strike, slight plating anomalies, or tiny imperfections in the zinc core can create coins that are highly sought after, anomalies that could transform an ordinary penny into a $1,000,000 legend. Historical significance also adds weight to the 2015 D penny story. Each penny is a witness to everyday life in America. Unlike gold or silver coins, which are often stored, melted, or hoarded, pennies circulate endlessly. They pass from hand to hand, witness to commerce, generosity, and misfortune. The 2015 D penny, in its quiet way, has likely traveled thousands of miles, from grocery stores to laundromats, from school cafeterias to subway turnstiles. Every scratch, every subtle wear mark, is a record of its journey, a tangible memory of ordinary American life. This circulation is part of what makes finding a rare or error coin so thrilling. Unlike coins kept in pristine condition, the 2015 D penny exists in the real world, and discovering a perfectly preserved or uniquely flawed specimen is akin to uncovering a hidden story in the midst of mundane reality. The concept of rare pennies with extraordinary value has deep roots. Collectors treasure certain Lincoln cents not merely for their age, but for anomalies. The 1943 copper penny, struck by mistake during the production of steel cents, became legendary, fetching prices in the millions due to its rarity. The 1955 double die cent, famous for its ghosted lettering on the obverse, similarly captures collector imagination. The 2015 D penny enters this historical narrative as a modern continuation. Though it is common in ordinary circulation, the potential for unique minting errors, combined with the enduring Lincoln legacy, makes it a natural candidate for extraordinary value. The whispers of an $86 million penny, while extreme, echo a pattern established over decades. Collectors and enthusiasts are drawn to the unexpected, to coins that defy probability, and to stories that fuse history with chance. One fascinating aspect of the 2015 D cent is how it embodies modern numismatics' intersection with technology. High-resolution photography, magnification tools, and online forums have transformed coin collecting from a local hobby to a global endeavor. Images of potential errors can be shared instantly, discussed by thousands of enthusiasts, and verified with professional grading services. For a coin like the 2015 D, this digital ecosystem amplifies its mystique. A single photograph posted online, showing a subtle doubled D or unusual rim, can spark worldwide excitement. Suddenly, a coin that might have sat unnoticed in a pocket becomes a focal point of attention. This modern connectivity adds another layer to its value, a social and cultural resonance that is unique to contemporary numismatics. Moreover, the 2015 D penny is a study in perception. Its value is not simply in metal, design, or even rarity, but in the story it tells. A coin in perfect condition with no errors might be worth a few cents over face value to collectors, but the same coin, if identified as the one-of-a-kind $1,000,000 specimen, transcends all conventional measures. Its worth becomes narrative-driven, fueled by human fascination, imagination, and desire for discovery. This is a reminder that value is often subjective. In the case of coins, the combination of artistry, history, rarity, and human belief can multiply perceived value exponentially. The 2015 D cent also connects to broader economic and social contexts. Pennies in circulation reflect inflation, cost-saving measures, and even debates over currency relevance. The cost to produce a penny often exceeds its face value, raising questions about the coin's future. Yet despite these debates, the Lincoln cent endures, a testament to its cultural resonance and symbolic importance. Each 2015 D penny, then, is a small artifact of economic history, representing not just monetary value, but societal choices, technological advancement, and cultural continuity. In this way, the 2015 D penny is both ordinary and extraordinary. It is a piece of change, passing through hands unnoticed by most. Yet, within its design, composition, and historical lineage lies the potential for greatness. It is the meeting point of history, artistry, metallurgy, and human fascination. A collector's sharp eye may spot a doubled die, an off-center strike, or a subtle anomaly, and in that moment, a single penny is elevated to legend. That transformation is what gives the 2015 D penny its magic, its allure, and its mythical potential to be the $86 million coin spoken about in forums, videos, and whispers among enthusiasts. The allure of the 2015 D Lincoln cent is not confined to its physical attributes or historical lineage. It extends deeply into the world of collectors, investors, and numismatic enthusiasts who constantly scan the market for hidden gems. In 2015, millions of these pennies entered circulation, but the market treats them not as common currency but as opportunities for discovery. Collectors understand that, even in modern times, coins can suddenly surge in desirability if a rare variation or minting anomaly is identified. The very fact that this coin is associated with the Denver Mint adds a layer of intrigue. Denver coins, particularly modern Lincoln cents, have long been studied for subtle differences in die alignment, strike depth, and even microscopic flaws. While most of the coins circulate unnoticed, there exists the rare specimen that captures the imagination of collectors, a coin so flawless, so unique, or so erroneously struck that it can instantly become legendary. Market perception is a fascinating aspect of numismatics. For a typical 2015 D penny, the value may hover just slightly above face value in circulated condition, perhaps a few cents to $1 if uncirculated. Yet, for certain variations, the numbers grow exponentially. Historical precedent shows that modern-era coins can command prices far beyond their apparent rarity. Collectors' auctions regularly feature modern pennies with doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet compositions fetching thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Within that ecosystem, a penny rumored to be worth $86 million functions less as a confirmed market reality and more as a beacon, signaling the kind of speculative fascination that drives collectors to examine every coin under magnification, scrutinize every detail, and hope for the impossible. In a sense, the market itself is a living entity, constantly shaped by belief, desire, and chance. One of the most remarkable aspects of the 2015 D penny's market narrative is its accessibility. Unlike rare coins from the 19th century, which are often confined to private collections, museums, or elite auctions, the 2015 D penny exists in circulation. That means almost anyone, from a student emptying a coin jar to a cashier collecting change, could encounter it. This accessibility democratizes the hunt for rare coins and fuels excitement. Every small copper-plated disc handled in daily life carries within it the possibility of extraordinary value, if only the right combination of anomaly, preservation, and provenance is discovered. This accessibility fuels both hope and frenzy, as social media posts, YouTube videos, and online forums explode with accounts of found pennies and speculation about their worth. Grading plays a critical role in the perceived value of the 2015 D penny. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC assess the condition, strike, and authenticity of coins, providing collectors with objective verification. A coin graded MS-70, for example, is considered perfect, with flawless luster, sharp details, and no visible imperfections even under magnification. In contrast, circulated coins show wear, scratches, and loss of detail, reducing their market value. For a rare era coin, a high grade can exponentially increase its worth. Imagine a 2015 D penny with a one-of-a-kind minting error, perfectly preserved, authenticated and graded by experts, suddenly becoming the centerpiece of global attention. That is how legends are cemented. The $86 million valuation, though extreme, symbolizes the apex of this process, the intersection of rarity, perfection, and belief, magnified by market speculation and collector fascination. Collector psychology is another compelling dimension. The search for rare coins is not purely transactional, it is deeply emotional. Each penny, especially a modern Lincoln cent like the 2015 D, is a tiny time capsule. Collectors imagine the hands that first touched it, the machines that struck it, and the journey it has taken through decades of human interaction. In this context, finding a unique or rare coin is akin to uncovering a hidden story, a moment where history, chance, and human curiosity converge. Social media amplifies these experiences, as collectors share photographs, discoveries, and theories, generating excitement and sometimes even competitive frenzy. The 2015 penny is perfectly positioned for this ecosystem. Common enough to be in circulation, yet rare enough for anomalies to exist, it becomes a symbol of possibility. Economic factors also influence how collectors view coins like the 2015 In times of uncertainty, tangible assets gain attention, and coins often rise in perceived value due to scarcity and historical significance. Even though pennies are nominal in face value, exceptional specimens gain symbolic and speculative worth. The idea of a coin potentially worth millions or even tens of millions captures public imagination because it transforms something trivial into a vessel of extreme wealth. It is a modern expression of the age-old human fascination with treasure, luck, and discovery. The market, while grounded in factual data, responds dynamically to stories and legends, and the 2015 penny has become a perfect example of this phenomenon. Interestingly, the 2015 penny also illustrates the interplay between mass production and uniqueness. In any minting year, millions of coins are struck from identical dies. That uniformity should imply sameness, yet minting errors and subtle differences introduce uniqueness into the system. It is precisely these deviations, imperceptible to casual observation, that drive collector interest. A penny that appears ordinary might, under magnification, reveal doubling on letters, a misaligned strike, or an unusual metallic composition. The potential for a one-of-a-kind discovery exists precisely because perfection is nearly impossible to achieve at massive scale. For the 2015 penny, that tension between mass production and rare anomaly is the heart of its intrigue. The legend of the $86 million penny functions, in many ways, as a narrative device within the market. It may exaggerate reality, but it crystallizes human fascination with extreme rarity and value. Stories like this encourage collectors to examine their coins with renewed scrutiny, to study minute details, and to appreciate the artistry and precision behind minting. Even if no single penny ever reaches such a value, the legend transforms the entire series into an object of heightened attention. Every 2015 penny in circulation becomes a possible candidate for scrutiny, connecting ordinary people to extraordinary possibilities, and creating a bridge between casual collectors and professional numismatists. Moreover, modern digital marketplaces and auction houses have expanded the visibility of coins like the 2015 Previously, only local coin shows or specialized dealers might showcase rare examples. Today, a single coin can be photographed, graded, listed, and shared worldwide in minutes. Bidding wars can erupt online, driving prices far beyond initial estimates. This global exposure elevates the market value of exceptional coins and ensures that even obscure errors gain recognition. The 2015 penny, with its rumored $1 million potential, benefits enormously from this connected ecosystem. Enthusiasts across continents can participate in discovery, verification, and speculation, creating a collective fascination that reinforces its legendary status. Finally, the market perception of the 2015 penny is deeply intertwined with storytelling. Coins are not valued solely for metal or rarity, they are valued for the narratives they carry. The idea of a penny from 2015, minted in Denver, quietly holding the potential to be worth $86 million, speaks to universal human desires: luck, discovery, wealth, and the thrill of the unexpected. The market, in responding to these narratives, transforms mere copper and zinc into vessels of imagination. In this sense, the 2015 Lincoln cent is not just a coin, it is a symbol, a story, and a challenge to our perception of value itself. The design of the 2015 Lincoln cent is deceptively simple, yet it carries layers of meaning and artistic nuance that can be easily overlooked by the casual observer. At first glance, it is just a small coin, copper in appearance, bearing the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union shield on the reverse. But when examined closely, Every line, every curve, every subtle detail reveals the thoughtfulness of decades of minting evolution. The obverse, sculpted with precision, captures Lincoln's stoic profile, etched deeply enough to survive circulation yet delicate enough to reflect the artistry of Brenner's original vision. The strands of his hair, the contours of his face, and the texture of his coat all convey a sense of realism rarely seen in coins of such a small size. Every line is functional, meant not only to reproduce an image faithfully but also to interact with light, casting shadows that give Lincoln a sense of depth and life. The obverse lettering is another key point of fascination. In God We Trust, arcs across the top, bold yet balanced, while Liberty and the dates sit prominently to the left and right, respectively. The tiny D mint mark beneath the date, representing the Denver Mint, is a study in subtlety. A shift of even a fraction of a millimeter in its placement can create what collectors call a mint error, an anomaly that transforms a mundane penny into a collector's treasure. Doubling, misalignment, or partial strikes on these letters are among the most sought-after variations, because they demonstrate the imperfections inherent in high-volume production and become verifiable evidence of rarity. Even the tiniest deviation is scrutinized under magnification, revealing secrets invisible to the naked eye. On the reverse, the Union Shield design is layered with symbolism and technical sophistication. The shield's 13 vertical stripes represent the original colonies, bound together under the horizontal bar of E pluribus unum. Each line is carefully measured, with the negative space between them precisely calibrated to ensure clarity even at small scale. Subtle features, such as the depth of the engraving and the width of the ridges, can vary slightly from strike to strike. While most variations are minor and unnoticed, in rare cases, they create anomalies. For example, lines may appear doubled, slightly offset, or even partially missing. These irregularities are the very elements that create fascination in the numismatic community, because they signal uniqueness amidst mass production. A coin may seem ordinary, but under the right conditions, it can reveal a story of mechanical imperfection turned extraordinary. Material composition also plays a role in subtle design variation. The 2015 Descent is composed of 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% copper plating. While this mixture ensures durability and traditional appearance, it also introduces the possibility of differences in plating thickness or wear patterns. Some coins may appear slightly brighter, others darker, depending on the uniformity of the copper layer and the way the zinc core interacts with the environment over time. In extreme cases, slight misplating can produce unusual coloration or luster, further distinguishing one penny from billions of others. For collectors, these subtle variations are fascinating, because they hint at the hidden complexity of what appears to be a simple object. Minting anomalies are another major point of intrigue. The 2015 D penny, despite being a modern coin produced with advanced machinery, is not immune to the quirks of production. Double die strikes, off-center strikes, die cracks, and weak strikes all occur even under highly controlled conditions. Each anomaly carries its own story. A double die may occur when the die shifts slightly during striking, leaving a faint echo of letters or numbers. An off-center strike can reveal part of the rim cut off or part of Lincoln's profile missing, producing a surreal visual effect. Die cracks appear as raised lines running across the coin, sometimes forming intricate patterns that almost resemble natural textures or abstract art. These anomalies, while errors from a production standpoint, are celebrated by collectors as evidence of rarity and uniqueness. Even the smallest imperfections in circulation can add value. Pennies that survive decades of handling with minimal wear are inherently rare because most coins endure scratches, dents, and corrosion. The 2015 D penny, now almost a decade old, has already begun its journey into collector consciousness as coins are sorted from circulation, carefully preserved, and evaluated for condition. Coins that retain original luster, sharp details, and intact rims are the first candidates for high-value consideration. If one of these coins also exhibits a minting anomaly, it enters an entirely different league, a potential $1 million coin in the eyes of enthusiasts. Even if its face value remains 1 cent, the fascination with anomalies is amplified by human psychology. There is something inherently thrilling about discovering imperfection where uniformity is expected. In a batch of millions, finding a coin that deviates from the norm, even slightly, creates a sense of wonder and excitement. For collectors, the 2015 D penny represents both opportunity and mystery. Each coin in circulation holds the potential for uniqueness, and every examination could reveal a hidden gem. This is why the legend of the $86 million penny persists. It is not necessarily about confirmed market value, but about the possibility, the dream, and the thrill of discovery. The coin's journey does not end at minting or circulation, it continues in the hands of collectors and enthusiasts. Each penny becomes a microcosm of history, technology, and human perception. Its weight, 2.5 grams, and diameter, 19.05 millimeters, make it small, yet every millimeter is carefully engineered. The spacing of letters, the depth of Lincoln's profile, the proportions of the Union shield, all are designed for clarity and longevity. Yet the very precision that ensures uniformity also creates opportunities for deviation, and these deviations are the heartbeat of collector fascination. The 2015 D penny embodies the delicate balance between mass production and individual uniqueness, a balance that keeps enthusiasts searching, scrutinizing, and imagining. Beyond design and anomalies, the coin's symbolic power cannot be understated. Lincoln's face represents leadership, perseverance, and the ideals of American democracy. The Union shield reminds observers of the nation's unity, strength, and resilience. The mint mark, D, anchors the coin in place and time, connecting it to a specific production facility with its own rich history. Each element of the 2015 D penny carries meaning, both tangible and intangible. When combined with potential anomalies and preserved condition, these factors elevate what might seem an ordinary 1-cent coin into a subject of immense fascination, curiosity, and potential value. In essence, the 2015 D penny is more than metal, more than a unit of currency. It is a story frozen in copper and zinc, a testament to human craftsmanship, mechanical precision, and the enduring allure of small things holding great potential. Its design invites scrutiny, its anomalies reward the careful observer, and its symbolism ties it to a legacy over a century old. Every collector who picks up a 2015 D penny participates in a dialogue across generations, examining, appreciating, and imagining. In that sense, the coin's value is not merely monetary, it is cultural, historical, and deeply human. The 2015 D Lincoln cent has already begun to carve a unique place in modern numismatic folklore, not just because of its design or composition, but because of the stories collectors tell when they stumble upon an unusual specimen. Across forums, social media, and specialized coin collecting websites, enthusiasts recount the thrill of examining a coin and noticing something that sets it apart. Perhaps it is a slight doubling of the letters, a faint shadow across Lincoln's shoulder, or an unexpected gleam in the copper plating. Even the most subtle imperfection can ignite a collector's imagination, transforming a routine coin into a potential treasure. These anecdotes are the lifeblood of the coin's mystique, fueling curiosity, speculation, and a sense of community among collectors worldwide. One common narrative involves the discovery of a coin in circulation that defies expectations. Imagine a young collector sifting through a jar of change accumulated over months, sorting pennies with meticulous care. Among the ordinary copper discs, a single 2015 D penny catches the light differently. Under magnification, they notice a slight doubling on the word, Liberty, or an unusual indentation along the rim. It is in that moment, between observation and realization, that the coin transcends its humble origins. Stories like this are countless in collector circles, each one adding a layer to the legend of the 2015 D cent. Some coins turn out to be ordinary upon professional grading, but the thrill of potential discovery, that glimmer of possibility, is universal. It is this anticipation, the hope that the next coin could be extraordinary, that keeps collectors engaged and perpetuates the myth of the $86 million penny. The rarity of potential errors in modern coins adds another layer of fascination. Unlike coins minted in the early 20th century, which were often produced in smaller quantities, the the 2015 cent emerged from one of the largest minting operations in history. Millions of pennies were struck, yet within that vast production, the tiniest deviation becomes statistically significant. Die misalignment, doubling, or misplating may only appear once or twice in millions, but that scarcity creates immense value for collectors. A coin with such anomalies is considered a unicorn, a perfect blend of rarity, condition, and potential significance. The mere possibility that one of these pennies exists, hiding in circulation, creates a global treasure hunt spanning collectors, dealers, and enthusiasts alike. Collector communities play a central role in shaping the penny's legend. Online forums and social media groups act as modern gathering places where enthusiasts share photographs, compare observations, and debate potential anomalies. A coin discovered in one part of the country can become a viral sensation, prompting thousands of people to examine their own collections. Videos showcasing the 2015 penny under magnification demonstrate how minor differences, a small scratch, a shadowed line, or a doubled numeral, can transform perception. In this way, the coin's value extends beyond metal or design. It becomes cultural, a symbol of shared excitement and collective fascination. The legend grows not only from what the coin is, but from the stories it inspires and the connections it fosters between collectors worldwide. The monetary value of the 2015 penny, particularly in the context of extreme rarity, is a topic that continually captivates collectors. While the typical penny remains worth 1 cent, reports of coins valued at millions, or even the legendary $86 million, reflect the intersection of rarity, condition, and narrative. High-grade examples with unusual minting characteristics are particularly prized. Coins preserved with original luster, perfect rims, and sharp strikes become candidates for extraordinary valuation when combined with rare anomalies. Grading services like PCGS and NGC authenticate and certify these exceptional coins, giving buyers and sellers confidence in their worth. This combination of professional validation, scarcity, and compelling story creates a dynamic market where modern coins, like the 2015 penny, can theoretically reach values that surpass even historical rarities. The pursuit of rare 2015 pennies also highlights the importance of observation and patience in coin collecting. Every coin, no matter how ordinary it appears, has potential. The most iconic specimens are often found by those willing to invest time, study details, and remain vigilant. Magnification tools, proper lighting, and careful handling are all essential to detect subtle variations that could indicate a minting anomaly. Collectors become detectives, analyzing minute aspects of lettering, rim alignment, and surface texture to uncover hidden treasures. It is this investigative process, combined with the possibility of encountering a historically significant error, that creates both excitement and reverence for the 2015 cent. Moreover, the 2015 penny illustrates how modern coins can carry historical resonance. While the coin was minted less than a decade ago, it is connected to a lineage of pennies spanning more than a century. Each modern Lincoln cent is a continuation of the legacy begun by Brenner's design in 1909. The Union Shield reverse, first introduced in 2010, ties the coin to broader narratives of national unity and symbolic artistry. Collectors value the 2015 not only for potential errors, but also for its place in this continuum. It represents a moment in the ongoing evolution of U.S. coinage, bridging past and present in tangible form. This historical dimension enhances its allure, reinforcing the notion that even the smallest coin can carry profound meaning. The potential financial value of the 2015 penny has inspired both excitement and speculation. Dealers and auction houses recognize that a rare modern-era coin can attract international attention. High-quality photographs, detailed descriptions, and professional grading ensure that extraordinary specimens reach the hands of serious collectors willing to pay premium prices. Even coins that may not reach the mythical $86 million still experience significant value inflation when anomalies are detected. The market treats them not merely as currency, but as artifacts, small, portable embodiments of rarity, artistry, and historical resonance. In this sense, the 2015 penny demonstrates how modern coins, when combined with unique characteristics and compelling narratives, can achieve remarkable market prominence. Ultimately, the 2015 D. Lincoln Cent embodies both the tangible and intangible aspects of numismatics. Its copper zinc composition, precise weight, and detailed design provide a foundation for collectors to appreciate. Its minting anomalies, circulation patterns, and condition create opportunities for discovery and evaluation. Its historical lineage, symbolic resonance, and connection to broader narratives of American coinage add depth and significance. And the stories told by collectors, of coins discovered in jars, drawers, and pockets, elevated into legend. The $86 million penny, whether literal or symbolic, reflects the culmination of these factors: rarity, history, artistry, speculation, and the timeless human fascination with hidden treasures waiting to be found. The fascination with the 2015 D. Lincoln Cent grows even stronger when considered within the broader tapestry of numismatic history. While the coin itself is modern, minted in a world dominated by digital transactions and credit cards, it is connected to a lineage of pennies that have shaped American collecting for over a century. The Lincoln Cent, first introduced in 1909, set a precedent by placing a real historical figure on a coin, a dramatic shift from symbolic or allegorical imagery. In doing so, it elevated a piece of currency into a miniature monument, something that could carry both monetary and cultural weight. The 2015 D penny continues this tradition, reminding collectors that even the newest coins are part of a story stretching back to the earliest decades of the 20th century. Comparisons to historically significant coins help to frame the allure of the 2015 D penny. Consider the 1943 copper Lincoln Cent, mistakenly struck during the steel penny production year. Its rarity and historical accident made it instantly iconic, commanding prices in the millions. Or the 1955 double-die penny, celebrated for its ghosted lettering and dramatic error, a coin that instantly became a collector's dream. The 2015 D. Lincoln Cent shares a similar potential, though in a modern context, because it exists in a time when millions of coins are produced with precision, yet even the most sophisticated minting equipment cannot eliminate all anomalies. The possibility of a one-of-a-kind error, preserved in pristine condition, creates a modern parallel to these legendary coins, bridging past and present in a narrative that excites collectors across generations. The modern collector's fascination is also fueled by accessibility. Unlike rare 19th or mid-20th century coins, which may reside in museums or private collections, the 2015 D penny is available in circulation. Anyone handling coins in daily life, whether a student counting change, a cashier collecting tips, or a parent sorting coins at home, could encounter one of these pennies. This accessibility democratizes the hunt for rare coins, making it possible for ordinary people to participate in a global narrative of discovery. Each coin in a pocket, jar, or cash drawer carries the potential for uniqueness, turning mundane, everyday objects into vessels of anticipation and wonder. The legend of the $86 million penny thrives precisely because it transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. The historical context deepens when considering the symbolism of Lincoln himself. Abraham Lincoln, immortalized in the obverse design, represents perseverance, leadership, and national unity. The Union shield on the reverse reinforces that narrative, with 13 vertical stripes symbolizing the original colonies and a horizontal bar signifying the unbreakable bonds of unity. Even the tiny D mint mark carries weight, anchoring the coin in a specific location and moment in history, the Denver Mint in 2015. Every element of the penny communicates meaning, connecting the coin to both American ideals and the intricate craft of minting. Collectors are drawn not only to anomalies or condition but to this layered significance, understanding that each coin is a miniature artifact of culture and history. Stories from collectors further illustrate why the 2015 D penny captivates the imagination. One common tale involves a coin discovered in loose change that appeared ordinary until closely examined under magnification. Perhaps it exhibited faint doubling on Liberty, or a small die crack along the rim, subtle imperfections invisible to most. The collector, aware of the coin's lineage and the legends surrounding modern Lincoln cents, experiences a moment of thrill, connecting to a centuries-old tradition of discovery. These narratives reinforce the emotional power of the coin, reminding enthusiasts that even in the digital age, tactile, tangible objects continue to inspire wonder. Market dynamics also contribute to the penny's mystique. While typical 2015 D cents may remain worth little more than face value, rare errors or coins in exceptional condition can command extraordinary prices. Professional grading organizations authenticate and verify such specimens, creating confidence in the market and adding legitimacy to extraordinary claims. Auctions, both online and in person, bring global attention to rare modern pennies, often creating bidding wars that far exceed initial expectations. In this environment, even a modest anomaly can elevate a coin from an everyday object to a coveted collectible, blurring the line between ordinary value and legendary status. The 2015 D penny exists precisely at this intersection of perception, rarity, and human fascination. The coin's appeal is further amplified by its storytelling potential. The legend of the $86 million penny, whether literal, symbolic, or speculative, exemplifies the power of narrative in numismatics. It encapsulates human desires for discovery, luck, and extraordinary fortune. Collectors, both casual and professional, are drawn to stories in which the mundane can transform into the miraculous. This psychological element is a critical component of the coin's enduring fascination. It reminds enthusiasts that value is not only intrinsic but also narrative-driven, constructed by the interplay between rarity, condition, symbolism, and human imagination. Finally, the 2015 D Lincoln cent demonstrates how modern coins can be both contemporary artifacts and bridges to history. Despite being minted less than a decade ago, it connects to over a century of Lincoln cent production, tying modern collectors to a lineage that includes the wheat pennies, memorial cents, and early 20th century innovations. Every design choice, material specification, and minting process reflects a balance between tradition and modernity. Collectors are captivated by this duality, the ability of a coin to feel familiar yet carry the potential for extraordinary discovery. The 2015 D penny, therefore, exists simultaneously as an everyday object, a collectible, a historical artifact, and a symbol of possibility, capturing the imagination of enthusiasts around the globe. Now, imagine holding a 2015 D penny in your hand. At first, it feels ordinary, small, light, unassuming. But as you turn it over and examine it closely, suddenly, it begins to whisper stories. You notice the delicate contours of Lincoln's face, the subtle shine of the copper plating over zinc, the tiny D mint mark anchoring it to the Denver Mint. You start wondering, could this be one of those rare anomalies that collectors dream about? Could this be the coin that turns a jar of pennies into a treasure chest? This is where the magic begins, because the 2015 D penny is not just metal, it is a doorway into a story, a history, and a mystery waiting to be discovered. Think about the millions of pennies minted that year. Each one is nearly identical, yet among them, the tiniest variation could create something extraordinary. Perhaps it's a slight doubling on the lettering, a faint die crack running across the Union shield, or a barely perceptible off-center strike. Most will never be noticed. Most will spend decades passing quietly from hand to hand. But the possibility exists, and that is what drives collectors, enthusiasts, and even casual observers to examine coins with magnifying glasses, to sift through jars, and to imagine that a single penny could hold unimaginable value. It's the thrill of chance, the allure of discovery, the excitement that the ordinary might suddenly become extraordinary. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to find a coin that no one else has seen in the same way? To spot a subtle anomaly before the world recognizes it? For the 2015 D penny, that thrill is real, and it has inspired countless stories. Collectors share tales of coins discovered in grocery stores, classrooms, and family collections, coins that appeared mundane until examined with careful scrutiny. Suddenly, the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary, and the finder becomes part of a narrative stretching over a century, connecting them to the lineage of Lincoln cents, legendary mint errors, and the enduring myth of the $86 million penny. Every time you hold a coin, you have the potential to step into that story. The 2015 penny is also an invitation to curiosity. It challenges you to look closer, to notice the small details, to question what is ordinary and what could be rare. Why does one penny glimmer differently under light? Why does a shadow appear along a letter? Could these be the subtle clues that hint at a one-of-a-kind anomaly? Every small detail matters, every imperfection tells a story, and every coin becomes a puzzle waiting to be solved. This is the essence of numismatics, the combination of observation, knowledge, and imagination that transforms a simple coin into a source of endless fascination. Imagine sharing this discovery with the world. A photograph posted online, a magnified image highlighting a subtle doubled die, a conversation with a fellow collector who confirms your find. Suddenly, your ordinary penny becomes a part of a global narrative. You are connected to enthusiasts worldwide, all captivated by the same small piece of metal, all engaged in the hunt for rarity, uniqueness, and story. The 2015 penny serves as a bridge, connecting generations, connecting collectors, and connecting ordinary people to extraordinary possibilities. It demonstrates that value is not only intrinsic, but also relational, cultural, and imaginative. And here is the most powerful part. The legend of the $86 million penny is not just about money. It is about perspective. It is about seeing potential where others see mundanity, about understanding history, artistry, and technology, and about engaging with the world in a way that combines curiosity, patience, and wonder. Every 2015 penny, even one worth only a few cents, carries this potential. It invites you to examine, to question, to imagine. It is a small piece of metal, yet it embodies creativity, history, and the thrill of discovery. That is why collectors remain obsessed, why stories continue to circulate, and why even the newest Lincoln cents can become the stuff of legend. So, the next time you come across a 2015 penny, pause for a moment. Hold it, examine it, appreciate its details. Consider its lineage, from Brenner's original design in 1909 to the Union Shield reverse of 2015. Imagine the possibility that it might carry a unique minting anomaly, connecting you to a global community of collectors and enthusiasts. Think about the journey it has taken, from the presses of the Denver Mint to your hand, and the countless stories it could tell if it could speak. This is not just a penny, it is a key to curiosity, a portal to discovery, and a reminder that even the smallest objects can hold extraordinary potential. As we reach the end of this journey through the world of the 2015 Lincoln cent, it's worth pausing to reflect on everything this small coin represents. At first glance, it might seem ordinary, a tiny, light penny, passing unnoticed through pockets, cash registers, and coin jars. Yet within its copper-plated surface and zinc core lies a universe of history, artistry, and possibility. From the immortalized profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse to the symbolic Union Shield on the reverse, every detail tells a story of craftsmanship, national identity, and human fascination. The 2015 penny is more than just a piece of currency. It is a bridge connecting centuries of design evolution, minting innovation, and collector passion. It reminds us that beauty and value often lie in the details we overlook, in the faint doubling of a letter, the subtle glow of uncirculated luster, or the tiniest deviation from perfection. These anomalies, whether hidden in jars of pennies or spotted under magnification, are the threads that weave the narrative of possibility, mystery, and intrigue. They turn a simple 1-cent coin into a canvas for imagination, speculation, and storytelling. Collectors around the world, whether experienced numismatists or curious hobbyists, engage with the 2015 penny not just for its monetary potential, but for the thrill of discovery. The legend of the $86 million coin, while extreme, captures the essence of what makes collecting magical, the possibility that even the most mundane object can hold unimaginable value, and the anticipation that a single find could transform perception, history, and fortune. It is this blend of fact and myth, history and imagination, that gives the coin its enduring fascination. Holding a 2015 Lincoln cent in your hand, you are participating in a story far larger than yourself. You are connected to a lineage of coins dating back over a century, to the artistic genius of Victor David Brenner, to the presses of the Denver Mint, and to countless collectors who have examined, admired, and dreamed over pennies just like this one. Each coin carries echoes of history, whispers of potential, and the promise that discovery may be closer than it seems. Even a coin that seems ordinary can contain the spark that ignites imagination, curiosity, and wonder. In the end, the 2015 D penny is a reminder of the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. It demonstrates that value is not solely in material or rarity, but in the stories we tell, the history we honor, and the curiosity we cultivate. It challenges us to look closer, to question, to explore, and to imagine. Every jar of pennies, every hand that holds this coin, every magnifying glass focused on its surface carries the potential for connection, revelation, and excitement. The 2015 D Lincoln cent is small, yet its impact is immense, a tiny emblem of history, art, chance, and human fascination. So, whether you are a collector meticulously examining every coin, a casual enthusiast discovering a penny in change, or simply someone captivated by the story, remember this: the 2015 D penny is more than 1 cent. It is a portal into history, a symbol of possibility, and a legend in the making. Every coin has a story, every discovery sparks imagination, and every moment of curiosity brings us closer to understanding the extraordinary potential hidden in the smallest objects. The 2015 D Lincoln cent will continue to inspire, captivate, and enchant, reminding us all that even the simplest penny can hold the magic of a million stories, and perhaps, if luck allows, the legend of an $86 million treasure.